Hey, what's up guys? This is Andrew Smersek with Combat Art Training. Today's video we're going to be talking about what are the guns you should buy and in what order. Now, let me begin this by saying you don't need to buy any guns initially. Best thing to do is get trained, because any good place you go to, they're going to have guns for you to rent. You have ammunition, gear, everything that you're going to need to take the class, and you don't have to go out and purchase stuff and buy the wrong thing, end up returning it or trying to sell it, and suffering financial consequences of an uninformed decision. So, also, let me say that these guns are not meant for anything other than combat, right? So we're not talking about hunting, target practice, competitive shooting, which is all great, but this is Combat Art Training, the channel, right? And we're talking about guns for combat. Guns are tools, right? And us as good guys who are totally awesome are gonna use them to protect ourselves from bad guys who totally suck, right? So, what are the guns? Number one, you should get a concealed carry pistol. Now, there's a couple reasons for this. The pistol is something that you can take with you everywhere you go, right? Because you're more likely to need it when you're out and about, not so much when you're at home. And it's something you can also use for home defense. And then when you get a long gun, it's something that you'll use as a sidearm. In addition to that, it's also something that is harder to use. And what I mean by that is rifles are easy to shoot. Pistols are hard. People generally suck with pistols. Even ask military guys who get out, they think they're hot shit because they're good with a rifle, and then they get a pistol and they're like, wow, I'm garbage. You have to be much stronger on your fundamentals to shoot a pistol accurately than you do a rifle. So, what pistol should you get? I've got videos on it, choosing your pistol. Please watch those. Also, I have a video on why I choose Glock, and a video on how to save money on purchasing a Glock with Glock Blue Label. Watch that. Even if you're a civilian, you can get a Blue Label deal. Just sign up for GSSF program. But anyways, when you get a concealed carry pistol, I would get one a 19 size or larger. Make sure it's 9mm, make sure it's striker fired, make sure it's a quality gun from a reputable manufacturer, make sure it's a common gun too, right? Because you get something new, it's impossible to find holsters, magazines, and all that for that pistol. But I like the Glock 19 because you can get a full grip on it and you can still conceal it. If you're a full-grown man, you can carry this gun everywhere you go, right? If you're able-bodied, you can carry it. I carry this gun, you know, if I'm going outside, or if I'm going to the store, if I'm going on a trip to see my family, if I'm going across a couple states, it's on my body the whole time. And keep in mind too, whenever you buy a gun, you're not just buying that gun, right? So it doesn't make sense if your budget's $1,500 to put that all into the gun, because with the gun, you're buying other stuff. First thing you should get is a tourniquet and then a flashlight, right? Because you can take those with you pretty much anywhere you go. You're more likely to need those items than you are a gun. And again, training is the next thing you're buying with a gun. Because you need training, otherwise you're not going to be useful with it, right? Because you own the most Gucci gun in the world, but if you don't know how to use it, you're ineffective. Just like you own a Ferrari, and if you don't know how to drive, you're a Tampa driver. It's the way it works. So, flashlight, tourniquet, belt, holster, extra mags, ammo, lots of stuff that goes into it. So, plan around that. I'll make an EDC video, but there's a billion out there. Just watch that. That's great guidelines for you. But you should get the pistol first. So, again, this is something you can take with you everywhere you go. It's something you can use for home defense. It's something that you'll use for a sidearm when you get a long gun, and it's also harder to use, so you're going to be better with a rifle when you go to use that. Now, if you're for some reason you're like, I'm never going to carry that, you know, then I would go to a shield or something similar to it, right? Shield 43X, G43X, G48, SIG 365. Those are all good guns, but the Shield's definitely the best deal. And keep in mind too, if you're an able-bodied man and you're not carrying a 19 because it's uncomfortable, that's just being lazy. So Next thing is a rifle. Now, what the rifle is for home defense, for civil unrest, and for the revolution, right? That's when we need to step up our game and go to something more lethal and more effective. And I recommend an AR-15. Again, doesn't have to be the most Gucci one. This is my home defense rifle. You watch my video on the mandatory 3 items for rifle setup. All you need is iron sights, a light, and a sling. Watch that video on why, but you don't need to get the greatest thing in the world. You don't need to upgrade parts on it. Just make sure it's a quality rifle to begin with, and make sure it has those 3 things: iron sights, light, sling. So I'm telling you to get an AR-15 first. And it's funny too, because everyone thinks of me as the AK guy, because I like AKs, they're cool, it's in my logo, all that. But the reason why I say get an AR-15 is something that you can use. You know, if you're a man, it's something that your wife can use, it's something that your son can use, that your daughter can use, that your grandma can use, right? Because they're low recoil and they're pretty simple. And I know lots of people have said before, get a shotgun, is you don't have to aim it, and you know, all you have to do is rack it. And, malfunctions are so crazy with an AR-15. That's a lot of bullshit. If you have a quality gun with quality magazines, quality ammunition, and then you as the user do not induce malfunctions, you're going to be fine. And again, seek training whenever you purchase something or you're thinking about purchasing something. Training's the most important thing, because it'll teach you how to take care of all those problems. But let's talk about it. If let's say your wife is untrained, she doesn't give a shit about it, and you want her to be protected, right? So if you give her a shotgun, depending on what size it is, 12 gauge, she's not gonna have fun with it. She's gonna fucking hate shooting that. And then if it's a pump gun too, she's more likely actually to induce a malfunction by short stroking it. Also, she's probably not gonna have the combat mindset to think to pump it in the heat of the moment. And you do totally have to aim it. Maybe there's crazy things you can do with chokes or whatever, but you do have to aim it. With an AR-15, you can keep it loaded or show her how to rack it, and then you just put it on fire and you press the trigger, and you've got that full capacity of that magazine. Show her how to reload it, and I think she's pretty well set. Also, you can ask my girlfriend. She by far likes this rifle more than anything else she has ever shot. And you don't need a super tiny rifle either. Don't overthink that stuff too much. I want to go below 16 inches. I'll do a couple videos here coming up on how you can work a long gun in tight spaces. But with the shorter the barrel, the more the concussion and the heavier the recoil. So AR-15 and 5.56. Also, with 55 grain ammo, it's less likely to do damage on the other sides of walls if you're living close to your neighbors. Now, you're pretty much fine if you have those 2 guns, right? You have your pistol for carrying out in town, you can use it for home defense, and it'll be your sidearm to your AR-15, which is your primary home defense gun, and what you're going to use for civil unrest, and if we ever had to fight another revolution. Not talking about British, right? But, defending the homeland, but we're more concerned about a tyrannical government, right? That's why we have a Second Amendment, to ensure that you can protect yourself against criminals, to protect yourself against foreign invaders, and protect yourself against your government. Now, for all that, you're pretty much set if you got those 2. The next one that I would say you should own is a DM rifle, right? Reason for that is that if you've already gotten training on your pistol, you've already gotten training on your rifle, going to a DM rifle is just an advanced form of using the rifle. I have other videos on my setup, Don Edwards DMR SPR class, but let's talk about it real quick. What it is it's a rifle that you can use to perform the role of a rifleman. However, you're able to extend that range out there, which is a tactical advantage, right? It's one of the reasons why we want to be able to shoot more accurately, because that means if we're far away from a dude who's not able to accurately engage us, and we can accurately engage him, we're at a tactical advantage, and that makes us safer and more lethal. So those are the things that I think you should own. After that, you can get whatever you want. For instance, my next purchase after I owned these three, and believe me, I've had other guns, and I was, after owning them for a while and rethinking about it, what I actually needed and why. I sold a few. I swapped out what I wanted. I switched to Glock. I have AR-15s now. And then the next thing I got was a Mossberg 870 Police Magnum. And then I got another pistol, and now I want to get AKs. But really, if you have these three, the next thing you should get isn't so much more guns. It's probably night vision. Check out Don Edwards of Greenlight Tactical's videos on night vision. Now, other recommended training, tactical response for fighting pistol, learn how to use your pistol, and also fighting rifle. Don Edwards of Greenlight Tactical has classes for both pistol and rifle as well. But yeah, you guys seek training. Don't go out and buy a bazillion guns. If you own, 8 guns and you've only had a concealed carry permit class, you're doing yourself a disfavor, right? And also, if you own all these guns to protect your family, those you love, and innocent bystanders, and also protect the Republic, but you own all these guns and you have no training, you're doing everyone that you're trying to protect a disfavor as well. So consider that, please. All right, guys. I hope you learned something. I hope you appreciate this video. If you do, please give it a like, give me a comment, and share this video. All right, guys. Take care, and remember that training saves lives.